Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we got a video from comedian Vic Dibitetto. He happens to respond to the current economic relief package that the government took out. Obviously, everyone either is going to get the $1,200 check or either already got their $1,200 check and is already gone. But Mike goes into explain the fully details about why this relief package or this aid or economic aid sucks. And let's hear it from the man himself, shall we?
There's something that's been bothering me, so I'm just going to say it now. Dear government, we understand that the virus is not your fault. It happened. It is what it is. I'm not going to get into that idea that maybe you could have acted sooner. We can deal with that when this is all over. But here's the deal. We need a real fucking plan. It was the right move to make everyone stay home because that's the only way to deal with a virus like this. But here's where I have a problem. So, you told us to shut down non-essential businesses. You told us to go home and quarantine. You told us we have to keep social distance and stay inside. But you told us you would help. So where is the fucking help? These checks are what they are. I mean, let's be serious. I'm not going to turn away $1,200 because number one, if you're going to give it to me, I'm taking it. And number two, it's our fucking money, not yours. It's ours. We paid that in taxes for everything we do every fucking day. So, okay. Look at the typical family, mortgage payment, healthcare payment, car payments, electric, water, garbage, phone, blah, 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 blah. So maybe the $1,200 covers the mortgage. But what about all the other costs that we have each month? This $1,200 thing isn't doing shit for the normal working family. You want to help? Here's one idea. Tell the fucking banks and mortgage companies to stop all mortgage payments at this time. Just stop them. And don't give me that 3-month furlough bullshit. How does that even make sense? So someone who lost their job because you said to stay at home doesn't pay mortgage for 3 months, but in the 4th month, they have to not only pay that month that's due, but also the 3 months they owed in full because it was furloughed. How the fuck does that help, you greedy cocksuckers? Someone was just unemployed and not earning money for 3 months. They weren't earning money. Hello? Now they just start back to work and all that money magically appears so they can pay the 3 months in a lump sum. How are they fucking paying that? Are you fucking idiots? Look, it almost makes sense that they can start paying the current mortgage due for the month when they go back to work. But they can't pay the prior 3 months. They had no income. So here's the idea. Just add the 3 fucking months of the furlough to the back end of the loan. So if they had, let's say, 19 years and 6 months left in their mortgage, just add the 3 months. So now they have 19 years and 9 months. How fucking hard is that? You'll get your money, you shitbags. It's just delayed. The working stiff wins if you do that. It really helps. It actually helps. And what is up with these banks and lending assholes? I mean, come on. You literally make billions of dollars in profit quarterly. That's every 3 months. The last crash was 10 years ago. So you have 10 years of massive profits and you need a bailout after 2 weeks of a shutdown? How come we, the people, have to save for a rainy day, but you save nothing? Every fucking quarter that you made $3 billion in profit, not income, profit, and all that means you paid all your salaries and bills and everything you needed to pay to run a company for 3 fucking months. So every time you made $3 billion in a quarter, if you had just put $1 billion in the bank, you'd have $40 billion in the bank after 10 years. That's not even including interest. But no, you greedy cocksuckers have to get bailed out again from our taxpayer money, and then you shit on us by not giving us a real break on our mortgages, credit card bills, or car payments, or anything, and the government allows this. We get fucked. We bail you out, we get fucked. Rinse, lather, repeat. You dirtneck fucking pieces of shit should have had more than enough money to keep paying your workers and give everyone a break in mortgage payments the way I said for the time being. And again, I'm not saying to wipe the slate clean. I'm saying to just add the missing mortgage payment to the back end of everyone's loans. Do it for everything. The car lease is now 3 months longer. The credit card payment is now 3 months longer. The mortgage payment is now 3 months longer. You want to help the American worker, you can eliminate all payments due until this is over. That way, unemployment and stimulus checks would only be needed for food. That is what the American family needs now. That would help us. You greedy cocksuckers and you government lackeys who suck the balls of the big corporations and shit on the people are just as bad. Shame on you all. There could be a real plan in place, a real plan to get people through these next few months, a real plan to be testing, a real plan to allow workers who are considered non-essential to not worry about catching a virus and losing their house. You do the right fucking thing, you peckerheads. Having to tell the government what to do because they have their heads in their asses, that's what fucking ticks me off.
So there you guys have it. That's big Dibitetto for you guys reacting to the current economic crisis that we find ourselves in. Obviously, to me, I 100% agree with my with Vic. This is something that a lot of us from the progressive or left side has been yelling and constantly when the economic crisis went up, and when the whole pandemic started rolling through the United States. We told them, look, you had to shut down. Every state has to shut down and send everyone home to combat the whole pandemic. Right? They did it. Someone did them later. Someone did it sooner. Just like here in California. Cool. Now every one of us told them, look, now you have to shut down all their bills until we are out of this pandemic, because people are gonna be out of their jobs. They're not gonna have income. How are they gonna pay their motherfucking bills? Especially the rent that is very high, especially the mortgages for those people who are renting houses. You get me? So the government said, you know what? We'll think about it. Well, maybe. And this is from all sides of the political spectrum. Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, every single one of them did not do shit. They didn't do anything. Some people like Alexander Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders have been saying we need to do those things. Ilhan Omar, right? Certain other political figures and activists have been saying, look, we had to do this, or else people are going to suffer. They're going to lose their houses, right? We're going to go homeless. Right? And but what did they do? They didn't do anything. And we find ourselves, just like Vic said it, right? The only people who are getting bailed out, like always when there's a huge economic crisis, are the rich corporations. Right? So now during the whole pandemic, where we all had been at home for more than 2 months, the government says, you know, they need an economic relief. We need an economic relief for obviously all the corporations and the people. So what did they do? They come up with a $1,200 check. Everyone said, "Oh, $1,200." So are they gonna, shut down all the bills and the rent, right? Nah. In California, I was like, you know what? We understand that people cannot pay their bills, their rent. So what we're gonna do? Furlough, like Mike, like Vic said, they're gonna furlough the bills. So at the end, when the whole pandemic is gone and they tell us to go back to work, they're gonna say, now you're gonna have to pay all this 3 or 4 or 5 months that whatever we've been at home. How in the fuck that makes sense? That doesn't make any sense. Most people are gonna get kicked out when the whole pandemic crisis is done. They're gonna get kicked out, and people's like, "Oh, this is why you should have been more financially responsible. You should have saved up money for these kind of situations." Most people even make they only make fucking minimum wage. They live paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the luxury of saving up money. They could barely afford the rent, the food, the clothing for the children and the rest of the family. And now you want them to save up money on the side? My parents, for many years, they had minimum wage. They worked for minimum wage. They barely could save up $100 a month. And every year, probably they were able to end up saving $1,000 to $100. It's about it. At the end of the fucking year. And sometimes they end up spending half of it and they save up the other half. But that wasn't still enough. Imagine if a huge crisis would have come out during that time. They wouldn't have been able to pay the fucking rent at all. They would have been out of their jobs. They wouldn't have gotten any fucking economic relief because during that time we were undocumented. So I just think about all these families that are now thinking, it's like, oh shit, how how I'm going to come out of this without being kicked out of my apartment, without getting kicked out of the house that I'm renting, or the house that I had to pay, the mortgage payments, the bills. Everything is accumulating. Everything is being piled on top of each other. But the government doesn't give a shit. They're coming up with another stimulus relief package, by the way. And obviously, there's a lot of bills are being thrown out saying, "Oh, we should give everyone a $2,000 a month until this shit is over." Great. And obviously, this comes from Ron Arcana, who happens to be he used to be the campaign manager for Bernie Sanders. And obviously, this is what Bernie Sanders has been saying. Obviously, the idea came from what's it came from obviously I forgot the senator that ran for Democratic nominee, who came up with the whole idea of giving people $1,000 a month. Andrew Yang, my bad. Andrew Yang came up with the idea of giving people $1,000 a month as a wave of if anything happened, people would have still had the $1,000 a month. So obviously that became a huge popular idea once this went down, and now senators like Bernie Sanders are saying, look, $1,000 is not enough. We should go up to $2,000, right? And we should freeze all the bills until this shit is over. That way, people only focus on surviving, buying things that they really need, like food, clothing, other stuff that for emergency purposes. But guess what? A bill like that obviously is not going to pass through the Senate by being dismantled completely, because obviously they had to favor the banks. You know what happened, right? If right now that you got in your $1,200 check and you have your bank can hold that $1,200 if you owe any money. Yeah, the government doesn't protect that money. It doesn't protect it. If you have $1,200 in the bank and you owe money, the bank is going to hold it. It's not gonna let you take that money out, and it's gonna pay the dues that you have. So that's how bad this shit is right now. The government doesn't give a shit about you. The fuck Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about you. Fucking the rest of the establishment Democrats with Joe Biden and all those cocksuckers don't give a shit about you. The only movement that actually fucking had some plans to battle this kind of crisis was Bernie Sanders, but he got fucking annihilated by the establishment Democrats. He got annihilated. They fucking kicked him out. Now we find ourselves this is a point where we have to do something. You have some people obviously going out there and protest to the senators, or sometimes the governors or the mayor's house, a community, saying that they need to do something to freeze this. But obviously, at the committee of the city, especially here in LA, who are the most people around the committee? People who happen to have a lot of investments in the housing market here in the United States, especially here in LA. So it's like, hell, there's no way in hell we're gonna freeze the rent, because guess what? If they don't freeze the rent, then at the end of this month, they get kicked out those people they wanted to kick out from the beginning. They're gonna kick them out, and they're gonna increase the price of the rent. So they're gonna kick them out. They don't care if they go homeless. They're gonna increase the price of the rent. Good for them, right? And for the houses, the bank is like, let them lose the house. Better for us. We take that house away from them. We sell it on the market again. Good for us. We did it in 2008. And 2008, when the house market crashed in 2008, and they did that, and obviously Barack Obama had the opportunity to make the banks not do that. That way, millions of people didn't lose their house. But guess what? Barack Obama decided to just support the bank instead, and decided that millions of people lose their houses. So yeah, we find ourselves in a very tough situation where our government doesn't give a shit. We have to do something about it. If we don't fucking demand that, the government to do something about this, we're gonna end up losing, because we all gonna start like going at each other. Because some people really believe that this comes from the left or from the right exclusively, and it's not like that. Both of them don't give a fuck. Nancy Pelosi just doesn't give a shit. Chuck Schumer, whatever his fucking name is, doesn't give a shit. Joe Biden, don't start me with that piece of shit old man fucking pedophile. And Donald Trump. Yes, if you listen to this and you're a fucking Donald Trump supporter, that motherfucker, his fucking entire group of people behind him, his entire fucking administration and the whole Republican Party don't give a fucking shit. Those people exclusively, they want to fuck us up. They don't give a shit. They'll spit on your face and they get away with it. And guess what? Most of you will vote for them because you think that they're actually on your side, and they're not. So please wake up right now. Demand this. Try to share this information as much as possible, because they're fucking us over. They're fucking us over. The banks are fucking us over. Especially they're giving out all our fucking money, our taxpayer money. They're giving out to the special interests, to the corporations. They're getting bailed out like always. But we can't get bailed out. Whenever we ask for anything, we get yelled back saying, go work. And we can't go back out there with this COVID-19 on top of us. Some people like to oh, let's go back out there and work. We can't do that. We can't do that. You guys know it. Because right now in California specifically, we have been able to contain it. But if we go back out there and everyone starts gathering in massive groups of people, best believe this shit is going to start popping out of nowhere. And our healthcare systems are going to be overrun. And boom, we're going to collapse. So there you guys have it. Thanks. Please make sure to follow Vic Dibitetto on YouTube. I'll make sure to leave the link below. Please let us know what you guys think about this down in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We're going to be uploading more content as the day goes off. Please take care of each other, of yourselves, because obviously we're going through this whole pandemic and economic crisis together. But no, hold on tight.